What's the goal here? Because last time we spoke, you talked a lot about the evil nature of mainstream media, and I'm majority with you, but not entirely. I do think there's people who do good work in the mainstream media. There are people who want to be good journalists. I hope for a lot of them, they end up realizing they can make more money and have more freedom being independent. They have all the tools and the technology out there. But what is the end goal here? Is it a good point? Is media the best point to start with this?
Start with,
with moving society away from control and institutions, because trying to attack from within government seems very difficult. It's a big beast, but there's been a lot of success in the media side of things, independents, podcasts,
yes, absolutely.
writers. Is that one of the most effective places that people who care about this can work?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you see the hand-wringing at the New York Times where they're trying to make Substack basically an outlet for white supremacy, when you have CNN ringing Brian Stelter being like, how is it that these random YouTube shows have a bigger audience than us? We're CNN. It's like, it's never actually said, it's just like, oh, they can say what they want, but we have rigorous standards and so on and so forth. It's like, you're doing segments on Trump's tweets and how many scoops of ice cream he had. So let's and you have literal pedophiles on your staff that are getting arrested. You people are, if not the devil, at least devil adjacent. So their existential despair should be a source of great joy to all good people across the country. The next and last leg, which I am most hopeful for and most excited about, is going to be a full-blown assault on the universities, because that's when the poisoning starts. And as humorless and self-righteous and reprehensible corporate journalists are, they are far better in all those metrics than university professors, who are both probably the worst people and also the worst quality people in terms of the elites of society. And they are not going to be in a position to defend themselves, because if I'm a journalist, I have an editor. So if I put that article, I'm going to have that confrontational adversarial relationship with someone who's my boss, who's going to be looking over, and my colleagues. I'm going to be on Twitter. I'm going to be hearing it, from both the masses, whether I'm Republican or Democratic journalist, but also from my colleagues, putting me on blast. Professors don't have that. They're the only people they're engaged with are college students who are, by and large, complete simpletons, and whose it is important for them to curry favor with you because you have power over them. You have their grade. And if you have tenure, there's really nothing that can be done to you. So when the good guys come for the academics, not only is that going to be just a glorious, glorious victory, and it's imminent, it's also going to be the most lopsided victory.
How does that happen? How do you go after the university? Is it that the realization that you don't need to go and get $100,000, $200,000 of debt to get a job?
That's part of it. When you have just like with podcasting and Substack, it's and with my book, with my next book, or Dear Reader, the North Korean book, I did it through Amazon self-publishing program. My page on Amazon looks the same as a book by HarperCollins. They're both going to have a page. I made sure it looks professional, because a lot of self-published books, just on site, this is some crackpot in his basement. But in terms of quality, they're going to look identical on the page. So as you have someone who's like, more and more companies say, okay, maybe you have a degree from Columbia, but this person spent age 17 to 21 building his own company and now has some kind of t-shirt store online and has made, 6 figures. They are both going to be increasingly regarded as, if not equal, then this one's become more valuable, because many people would rather hire someone who's made it happen than someone who's read books about how to make it happen. So that is going to be one healthy way. Another thing is, just like social media, specifically TikTok, has made so many parents of all political persuasions realize that many of those school teachers who are raising children are literal demons. They are going to see, wait a minute, these academics are not at all impressive people, and in fact are just really just the dregs and are marginally intelligent and should not be given any sort of accolades or respect.
I am blown away by what I've seen on that Libs of TikTok channel. I literally cannot understand.
All they had to do was keep their mouths shut, and they couldn't even do that, right?
It's the range of things. It's not not even just the schooling. It's these regular videos of of groups of people just going into shops and taking things.
Yeah.
I can't understand that. But it's the volume of videos from people who are discussing, talking about sexuality with kids in the classroom, which that doesn't happen with my kids, and it wouldn't.
And livid that you would think that this is a problem.
Or livid that a 7-year-old misgendered them, or crying because I can't understand. I can't understand that. As my kids go to school to learn a range of things: history, geography, science, whatever. These issues that are happening here in the US aren't happening in the UK schools yet. Not to say it won't happen, but I would be far more concerned with my kids in school here. It's fucking weird.
I'm glad to hear that for your country. That's very good to hear. And it's weird is a word that kind of has a lot of meanings. I think it's evil, what's being done to many of these kids. I think the people who are, wreaking this havoc on children are just really reprehensible, despicable people. And I'm joyous at how much distress they are proclaiming, if not actually feeling, on social media, and also how angry they are that instead of being treated with the veneration that they'll be glad to tell you they deserve, they're being treated with suspicion, if not outright contempt. And I'll just point people to the Norm Macdonald bit where he was talking about school teachers. It was just absolutely glorious. So rest in peace, Norm.